So Jamel, life for Roger Dean without parole. What was his reaction?
Well, Roger Dean sat in the dock in a suit and displayed no emotion at all during his sentencing. He sat with his back half turned to the public gallery, and after the judge read out his life sentence, he stared blankly ahead and then was led away by court officers. But the judge talked about the pain and the terror his 11 victims must have felt as they burned in this nursing home fire in November 2011. And the judge said to the court that a worse fate is difficult to imagine. Now, during his sentence hearing today, it went for almost 2 hours. Various family members in the public gallery became very upset, and at the end some of those people yelled out at Roger Dean, and the judge had to tell them to compose themselves. And at one point, someone fainted in the public gallery, and the judge suggested that that person be taken outside to get some air.
Overall, were the relatives of the victims, though, satisfied with the sentence?
Well, they applauded today, Ros, when it was handed down, and the judge talked about how Roger Dean had shown some remorse, but she said he knew what he was doing at the time that he lit these fires in the Quakers Hill nursing home to try to cover up his theft of prescription drugs. Some of the family members had photos of their loved ones pinned to their jackets. They were crying and holding each other in the public gallery, but I think a life sentence was the best they could have hoped for, and a few of them spoke outside court.
I can finally breathe again. It's been nearly 2 years and holding our breath, and now all this is over with and never to be released. Oh, life, wonderful. And I hope he suffers as much in jail as my mother suffered the last 4 days of her life, which was horrendous.
So Jamel, this case all the more horrific because Roger Dean was a trusted worker at the home.
That's right, Ros. It's a case of the ultimate breach of trust. These victims were aged in their 70s to 99 was the oldest victim, and Roger Dean had worked as a registered nurse at the home for several years. It was a high dependency wing of the home that the victims were in, and he'd built up a close relationship with some of the victims. But the court heard today that when he deliberately lit these fires, he knew that some of these people couldn't get out of their beds and evacuate themselves from the home, which makes the crime all the more sad.